Hey, what's up? My name is Hamilton Pinheiro, and I'm here to help you to answer what will be a difficult question to answer. Is the samba just a fast version of a bossa nova? I came with this question because it looks like it is a common sense that you just speed up a bossa nova and you get the samba. And I know that because I have lived in the United States and people have asked me about it. I have read people writing stuff on the internet saying that bossa nova is just a slower version of a samba, or a samba is a faster version of a bossa nova. But the answer is no, samba is not just a fast version of a bossa nova. They are different musical genres here in Brazil, but I agree with you that they are very similar and sometimes very difficult to differentiate if you are in a samba or in a bossa nova, especially from the point of view of the bass player, because we have basically the same pattern applied to a samba and a bossa nova. So how do we play them differently during a song? To help you answer this question, firstly, you have to learn where the samba came from, where the bossa nova came from. That will help you to understand how they sound different. The samba is older than the bossa nova, and the bossa nova is derived from samba. So there's, yes, I agree, there's some relationship between samba and bossa nova, but at some point they split their path and became distinct musical genres. Okay, so where did the samba come from? The samba was created in Brazil around 1920. People used it just to hang out, play percussion instruments, and singing and dancing. That was the very beginning of the samba. The rhythm itself was derived from choro, which is another Brazilian genre. It's a very good one, by the way. You should check it. So people used to hang out, get together, playing percussion instruments, singing and dancing. And that evolved to what we call the samba school, with 100 plus percussion instruments playing. Nowadays, 300 plus percussion instruments playing at the same time. Is really fun stuff to check it out. I strongly suggest. And that was the biggest part of the first half of the 20th century. At one point, especially in Rio de Janeiro, people started to hang out to play the samba. But a small group of people, normally with acoustic guitar. So people would play the sambas in a slower version, in a smoother version, like, because there were just one guitar, maybe two guitars, so they have to sing softer to balance the volume with the acoustic guitar. Also, the piano became part of the Brazilian culture in the samba, so people started playing the samba in the piano, especially in small groups. And also derived from the bolero. People used to play the bolero with the piano. That was a huge musical genre in Brazil during the 50s, 1950s. So that's it. People hanging out, playing the samba, an acoustic guitar, piano, a small group of people, 5 people, 10 people, 15, 20, but always a small group. And they were playing the samba. And they also were trying to find new grooves to play the samba, and one groove became famous. That one that João Gilberto brought to the group, and people when they listen to when people listen to that, they, okay, that's very good, and they started playing that pattern. And at some point, that stuff evolved, and someone realized, okay, Now we have a new thing. It's not a samba as it used to be. It is something different, and it became the bossa nova. So the bossa nova is derived from the samba, but it became a different musical genre. And if you are a jazz player, or if you have some knowledge about jazz, you can relate it to, for example, bebop and cool jazz. Cool jazz is not just a slower version of the bebop. There are some similarities, but they are different styles. And one evolved from the other. It's not just people who would hang out and, hey guys, let's create a new jazz style because I'm just bored of playing fast stuff. Let's play something different. It's not that, you know about that. Okay? And now, bass players, knowing where the samba came from, where the bossa nova came from, you have to apply that to your bass playing, to your bass grooves. As I said before, basically the bass patterns is the same figure that we play in a samba, we play in a bossa nova, but you have to apply these different moods to each genre to get the real feeling of the samba and the bossa nova. So if you are playing a bossa nova and you know that it is smoother, it has a limited dynamic range, it sounds seamless, you have to do it, you have to apply it to your bass line. For example, got it? That's how you should sound when playing a bass line through a bossa nova. Samba, you know that it is more energetic, a little faster, with more accents, with wider dynamic ranges. So apply it to your bass groove when you play the samba. Let's check it. Got it? That's how you should sound when playing the samba. And how will you get the mood? Listening to the recordings. That's the best source. You can have an active listening, passive listening, whatever you do, you will get the mood. One thing that I always tell bass players when I was in the United States and they ask me is be careful for first not overusing the accents on the samba. Okay, you have the groove, the 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Okay, you have this groove. We have an accent on beat 2, but do not over accent this beat 2. Sometimes when I taught a non-Brazilian how to play the groove, I would show the pattern and the guy would play. It's not that. Listen to the recording to get the mood. There is a slight accent, yes, I agree. Sometimes a little stronger than it looks, but you have to get the mood to put the right amount of accent and sound. Got it? And also there's this skip note. Be careful for not over accent this skip note. The groove must have the 1 and the 2. It's not the skip note. It's not. So those are two things that you must be careful, must be aware when playing the samba. And another thing that will apply to either samba or bossa nova is about the note length. Be aware for not cutting the note length in half. Be aware of that. It's very common. I have seen this a lot. People when playing either a samba or a bossa nova, putting this ghost note, and this ghost note cuts the note length in half. It doesn't sound that good, especially in a bossa nova that's supposed to sound seamless. I'm not saying that playing these ghost notes will not be good in a samba, but it's not the main thing. You can use it as a seasoning, like just to embellish one portion of your line, or maybe you can add it as a rhythmic variation, or maybe you can choose maybe 4 bars or 8 bars to play a different groove. So you can play something like got it? So you can apply it, but be aware to not overuse it. Just one thing, if you haven't done yet, subscribe to our channel and get notifications whenever we post a new video, okay? Now comes the most difficult part, because samba and bossa nova, they are not black and white. There's a wide stuff in between them that I agree that sounds confusing. Sometimes it is confusing either to Brazilian musicians, experienced Brazilian musicians, to define, okay, this is a samba, this is a bossa nova. There's a huge gray area in between this samba and this bossa nova. And what I would tell you, think about flavor. For example, if you are playing bossa nova, you are in this side of the spectrum. And if you want, you can go towards the samba just to get a samba flavor to your bossa nova tune. I can play, for example, the Girl from Ipanema bass line. I can play in this spectrum, which means I would call the most pure bossa nova bass line, or I can go a little towards the samba groove. That will be a flavor that I'm adding to that tune. For example, I can do, let me play with the drum pattern that will help you to understand. Got it? So what did I just play here? I played the A section, of the Girl from Ipanema in a I would call a pure bossa nova bass line. When I got to the bridge, I added some samba flavor. So probably you notice that I used my accents became a little stronger. I shortened, sometimes I shortened the first beat, and that it's good because it brings a nice contrast between the beat 1 and the beat 2. I played more syncopated phrases, and so I added a samba flavor to the Girl from Ipanema, but I didn't go too far. So I did not turn the Girl from Ipanema in a strong samba. I kept the bossa nova mood. I just added the samba flavor. So you can apply that to whatever tune you are playing. That will depend, especially on which groove the other guys will be playing with you. For example, with the piano, he's smoother, just playing kind of pads in the groove. The horn player or the singer or the guitar player, the more legato stuff, you will be more towards the bossa nova sound. If they are swinging more, like more syncopated stuff, more active rhythm variation in the groove, if the melody is a little more syncopated, it is a little more edgy, you can go towards the samba. Okay, got the idea? I hope this video helps you to differentiate what is samba and what is bossa nova, and from now you know that samba is not just a faster version of a bossa nova. Okay, see you next time. Bye bye. Hey, do you want free content about Brazilian music for bass players? Visit BrazilianBassGuitar.com and subscribe to our mailing. It is free.